I'm going to bring in Waleed Phares, Fox News national security and foreign affairs analyst. And Waleed, good morning to you. Here's what the Ayatollah said in part. The discussion about revenge is something else. This was just a slap in the face last night. How do you read that, Waleed?
Well, that means that they have much more important strategic goals than just the revenge. He's trying to explain to his base, his command around him, that we've done that wave and another wave, but really what we are looking forward to achieve, and that's what Rouhani has said. We just, you just showed Rouhani's tweet, was the old goal since we started to impose the sanctions. So when we did the sanctions, they wanted to get our troops out of Iraq and out of Syria, and they were working on them, and Suleimani was working on them. What made them jump and try to do it faster, and they got hit, were the revolutions, the demonstrations. Over the past 3 months, those demonstrations were shutting down the headquarters of the militia they wanted to use. So what did they decide? They decided to take on us first and then to go against the demonstrators later. They tried, they failed. So now they're out of balance and they want to maintain a plateau between our U.S. forces and them till they decide exactly what they want to do.
And what the president wants to do. That is what we are waiting on from the White House. We'll hear from the president top of the hour. Waleed, what do you expect to hear?
Well, certainly the president will have to, and I'm sure he will explain what has happened, especially the Iranian retaliation, assess it. And then obviously he's going to bring a new equation. We're done with them. We will going to tell them if you attack American forces, that's a thick red line. You can't, and you saw what happened. And then, of course, he's going to say we are staying in Iraq and part of Syria till some of our conditions are fulfilled. This is the core. But, of course, he has consulted with the agency, with the military, for more specific matters that we will have to listen to.
Waleed, our reporters at the Pentagon, Jen Griffin and Lucas Tomlinson, with this news about 10 minutes ago about the U.S. having advance warning. There are a couple of different ways to read this. Either our intel picked it up prior to and notified our Iraqi allies, and our American forces there, or is it possible that the Iranians actually sent a signal as a warning, which would essentially say, look, we're going to do this, don't hit us back, don't take out our nuclear facilities, don't hit our oil refineries, we need to do this, and then we'll come back to some level of de-escalation. Do you see that, Waleed, as a possibility?
That's a possibility. Look, the Iranian strategies, which I have followed for the last 30 years, are capable of doing this dual track. But they have a triple track, in fact. They would hit us, they would tell us we're not hitting you, and they would tell their public we hit them and destroy them. At the same time, they are capable of doing this. But most likely, from my reading, is that they may have warned their own people, stay away from these bases. We have learned about it as well. And then they slammed the rockets and the missiles.
Waleed, I heard you on during the breaking news last night. The big question for lawmakers has been the intelligence behind the president's move to take out Soleimani. We know that members of Congress are being briefed today. How does that change the situation as we look at it?
Look, there is the intelligence that has to do with the actual operation and has to do also with Soleimani's action at the moment, meaning few days before, few nights before. And the lawmakers are going to ask, was it worth it to do it at that time? And then there is something else, which I hope the administration will share with Congress, the big picture, in the sense that what are these militias doing in Iraq and in Syria? What is the actual Iranian plan? Because it seems to me that the difference in Congress, let me be clear, between the opposition and the administration, is about how we perceive Iran. The administration perceives the Iranian regime as a threat. It looks like now, from the voices that we've heard, that though there are bad actors, described as bad actors, including Suleimani, there is no perception in the opposition that Iran as a whole, as a regime, has a plan to actually control the Middle East and so on and so forth. They need to discuss those matters, and in public, if possible.
All right. Waleed Phares, appreciate you coming on this morning. Thank you.